What's going on, shoe fanatics? I hope this message finds you well and in good spirits. We're here in December, and of course, I'm talking about the Fire Red 4s. Do me a favor, hit that like, share, subscribe, and comment button. Would be greatly appreciated. And most times, I just go ahead and do the unboxing, pull open the top, and show you all that good stuff. I wasn't even going to do this review. I figured you had seen enough fires coming up and the like, but I had a couple spare minutes, so I decided to talk to you guys. So if you stick around, I'm going to do a couple different things. Obviously, I'm going to show you the shoe. Obviously, I'm going to give you the on feet, but I'm also going to talk about some of the things I don't like about the shoe. Let's be clear, this is a classic, iconic shoe, but I thought this could have been better. Let's talk about it. As I mentioned, this is the Fire Red 4. Initially, I struck out on this shoe several times. There was a City Sneaker Stash, there was a Shock Drop, and there was a second exclusive access, or something like that. And I got none of those. Not a single one. Even up to release day, it was a little bit tough for me to cop this shoe. All the foot sites I struck out on, and thankfully Sneakers App came through in the clutch. That being said, prior to the release day Saturday, you can tell that there was issues with the shoe. Many YouTubers, Instagrammers, and Twitter people said that they had issues with their pairs, and those issues were quality control issues. Some of which being the shoes looked like they had been pre-worn. Now, obviously they weren't, but the leather had creasing straight from the factory. Some of the panels were misaligned. Just overall, a B-grade looking shoe is what was delivered to some people. Now, me personally, that kind of makes me glad I didn't get that shipment of shoes, because I don't know what I would have done otherwise. You risk sending this shoe back and then not being able to cop whenever release day comes, and then you're out of it. Now again, this is a must cop shoe. This is a classic, iconic shoe. Jordan debuted this shoe in 1989. It was both his home and away colorway. And of course, the Jordan 4 is just a grail, right? You gotta have it. As you pan around, take a look at my shoe. I am pleased to report, at least to my untrained eye, I don't see a lot of defects. I don't see a lot of problems with the shoe. The quality control looks on point. I don't see any paint missing, chipping, bleeding into other areas. There was one thing I was concerned about. If you look at the tongue on this particular Jordan 4, on every other Jordan 4, the black cloth behind the tongue typically arises over top of the tongue itself. In this particular case, this leather covering, you cannot see, well, maybe the camera can, but typically this part back here comes over the top of this front piece. I'll show you that on a Jordan 4 bread. As you can see here, the back portion of the tongue is well over the top lip, or the top edge of the front portion. Now, I thought that's how typically the Jordan 4s came. I do believe my other Jordan 4s had the same kind of situation. But that's not the case with the Jordan 4 Fire Red. The shoe does make its return with that classic Nike Air hang tag on the side of it. I think Jordan Brand did a great thing by bringing us back to the roots from 1989 and giving us some of that nostalgic feeling. As far as the quality and feeling of the shoe, the netting is still pretty soft. The leather is in decent quality. Again, no paint chipping, running, bleeding. Got that air tab on the inside of it. And all is well in Jordan 4 Fire Red land, at least for my pair. And again, I'm thankful for that. Now, I maybe misspoke a little bit earlier because I wasn't sure if this was normal. Now again, no fugazes over here. I got my pair directly from Sneakers App. But if you take a look at the tongue, there does look like there's a little bit of bleeding paint on the tongue tag, because it just doesn't look like it's a pure white, or if it should be some kind of red undertone or red, red undertone to that tag. I'm not quite sure. But you guys write down in the comments and let me know what you think. One of the best parts about the shoe, in my personal opinion, is a Nike Air on the back. I love that black heel tab with the red lettering against a white background. It's just fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Here's a conversation you guys might not be ready to have. For me, in my personal opinion, I do think this shoe could have been a whole lot better. Comparison A goes to the Air Jordan Fire Red 5. Now, after several discussions with a couple of peers, I came to the conclusion that I thought the Jordan 5 Fire Red had a slightly better leather quality to it than Jordan 4. Now, it's really tough to put this on camera because you can't really adequately describe feel. In addition to that, silhouette changes in toe box shape and size may also lead to this conclusion. However, if one were to press on both the Fire Red 5's toe box as well as the 4's, it does feel to me that the 5 toe box is a little bit softer, or maybe it's a little bit better quality. That's not to say that the Jordan 4 Fire Red is trash. That's far from the truth. I just think it could have been a little better. Case in point, let's go to the real comparison. And that is, of course, the Air Jordan 4 PSG. Now, I get it. The PSG is a collab. This shoe is probably not nearly as mass produced as a Fire Red 4 was, so it's really disingenuous to believe that this shoe and this shoe should have the same level of quality control at least. This being one of the grails in the OG colorway, you would think that this shoe should have had the same leather quality as this one. And that's just not the case. The leather quality on the PSG 4 is far and away better than what's on the Fire Red 4. Now again, that's not to say that this shoe is better. I still think this shoe is historical in its hierarchy in place among all the Jordan silhouettes. But for $200, I think they could have done a little better. Also, for comparison's sake, you'll take a look at this tongue and notice again that the back is over top of the front, which I can't for the life of me figure out why that's not done on the Fire Red 4. Another nice little touch that's on the PSG 4 is how soft that back heel tab is. This one is very flimsy, very easy, almost like a spongy rubber material, which is a far departure from every other Jordan 4 I've ever stepped my foot in. Which in true Jordan 4 fashion is a lot stiffer, and that's going to cut the back of your Achilles up like it's nobody's business. Overall, I'm not trying to sound like a negative Nancy. I am blessed and humbled to be able to add this shoe to my collection. For those of you who don't know, this was the 4th shoe of the OG collection. First of which being the black cement. Second of which being the white cement. Obviously, it's the Fire Red. And then there's the military blue. So be able to have one of the 4 holy grails in my collection is phenomenal. This pair came out, I think, back in 2006 and 2012, and I don't believe either one had the Nike Air on the back. So the fact that this one does makes it all the more special. I will never get rid of this shoe. I will never sell it, part with it, do none of that crazy stuff. It will forever remain in my collection. Everything's not perfect though. There does leave a little bit of room for criticism, but that doesn't make it a bad shoe. I do think this is a must cop. I do think this is probably an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Every person should have this shoe in their collection if you're a fan of Jordan 4s. If you're a fan of OG colorways, this is a must cop. Do me a favor, make sure you check out that on foot. I'm gonna put these guys on because I'm super excited. I typically don't do on feet right away for shoes like this, like the Fire Red 5s, but I'm excited to get these guys on feet. Now again, this may be my last review of the year. It kind of sucks I talk so much about how the shoe had its little issues, but again, it's still a great shoe. You guys be safe. If I don't see you into 2021, take it easy out there. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you guys for sticking with me. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.